2 weeks into Warzone, 2 weeks left in Season 2 for Modern Warfare, and this week looks to be the last larger week of that said season, offering up a little bit more content to ride us out until the next one's launch in just over 14 days. Today we're going to be talking about the week ahead, what you can expect and when you can expect it, because it's actually a little bit different than our normal weeks that we've talked about in the past. Tuesdays are usually our update days of each week, but tomorrow actually might be a little bit quieter of a day where we don't have the update tomorrow, but instead actually primarily on Wednesday. So we'll break that all down in this video, but that said, as we go along, let me know your thoughts below. What do you want to see happen as we round out Season 2, or perhaps what do you hope to see in Season 3? Let me know your thoughts below, and as well, if you are new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already to stay up to date with all things Modern Warfare and Warzone on a daily basis. But that said, let's get into it. Firstly, to start out with stuff we can expect to see tomorrow. The big addition here out of this will be a new operator being introduced. While this may not be everybody's favorite cup of tea, it is an item of interest that we've seen previewed since the very beginning of Season 2, that being the operator of Talon. We saw Mace introduced within the second week of the season, and now 2 weeks out from Season 3, we have Talon being introduced, likely for 2,400 COD points, as we've seen with Mace as well as Nikto in the past, but he'll be introduced into the shop as of tomorrow at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Now, one question that Talon's introduction actually answers is that of where was the dog from the Warzone trailer? He's actually a part of Talon's, I guess, sort of operator identity. When you end up getting this bundle, you'll gain access to a finishing move that actually comes with that dog that will aid him in some way. As it stands right now, we don't have any information on the animation or what that finishing move will be, but that's where you're going to end up seeing him. This bundle also is said to come with 2 legendary weapon blueprints that we don't know of what they are just yet, and as well 2 tier skips for those that may not have completed their battle pass by now, giving you a little bit more of a boost going into the final weeks of Season 2. Next thing, as always with Tuesdays, we can expect are some playlist updates and refreshes. As for what they may be, we don't have any actual preview of this for the first time in a while, but things like your Doorbuster, Cranked Confirmed, and Mercenary Mosh Pits, those will be getting refreshed in some capacity. I would imagine, though, part of the collective of game modes added in tomorrow is something to do with Demolition, and probably, again, one of those rotational things of Shoot the Ship or Shoot House 24/7, Shipment 24/7, or one of those alike. But Demolition is something we saw previewed at the very beginning with the launch of Season 2, but we actually haven't seen at all just yet. They said it was coming mid-season, and now we're a little bit past that mid-season update. Obviously, with Warzone, that was the midpoint of Season 2, but with probably one larger update, that being tomorrow and Wednesday for Season 2, it would make sense that we end up seeing this finally introduced within the confines of this season. So keep an eye out for that one. I would expect that as well. Shop updates are also something that will be happening. We probably will likely see 2 more featured bundles, and your stuff in the dailies always rotating out as they do individually. Of course, Talon will be included in that, whether or not that counts as the second one of 2 introduced or the third of 3 introduced with 2 new ones, we don't know. But one thing shop-wise that's actually available as of right now is the Call of Duty Endowment Defender Pack. That's actually making a limited time return here in your shop. I bought this at the very beginning when it was introduced for the first time within Modern Warfare, so offhand I don't recall the amount that it cost you, simply because it says owned if you go and try and check it again. But it comes with 11 items, including a watch, weapon camo, weapon charm, calling card, 3 emblems, a weapon sticker, and 2 sprays. This being available for, I believe, players in the US and the UK, since the endowment is set up for both of those regions. But the different part between this bundle and what your other bundles are in the shop is that 100% of the proceeds for this bundle goes directly to the Call of Duty Endowment, which is a non-profit organization that helps veterans in the US and the UK find high-quality jobs after they return back from their deployments. Now, by all means, your money is your money. I have absolutely no right to tell you what or what not to do with it, but for my own personal take, I jumped at the opportunity to be able to help kick in a little bit to this. It's a great cause, I think. I've had the pleasure of talking with some of the people that actually run the endowment, and they're absolutely committed to helping give back to those who serve their countries. So that's available as of right now. They didn't give an end date as to when it will be going away once again, but it is there starting today, not tomorrow or not Wednesday. But that said, that's the immediate future here with this. But now we start to break into some of the stuff that's a little bit different compared to other updates. Like we said, tomorrow's going to be a little bit more mild in the grand scheme of things. It's going to be that timed release stuff of those new playlists, that shop refresh. But later in the evening, we're talking like late at night, 2 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, we'll be seeing a title update roll out here, which will bring with it the, I guess, larger portions of what's coming to Modern Warfare this week. That's really odd because these updates usually roll out at 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, but we kind of now have a day and a half worth of updating because we'll have those timed releases tomorrow afternoon, but then also later on in the evening, in the middle of the night for some people, that's when the actual update for Modern Warfare will roll out. Update 1.18 for Modern Warfare. We don't have any information on how large the update will be. I would imagine roughly around 10 gigabytes. That's kind of the base standard for regular updates that we see within Modern Warfare. But that update will be rolling out late tomorrow night. But coming along with that is going to be a new introduction that again has been teased since the very beginning of Season 2, as with Talon, that being a new multiplayer map for standard Modern Warfare players of Condor Hideout. Now, this is one that is going to be a 6v6 map. We saw Bazaar introduced within Season 2 as a 2v2 map. We saw that on the 6v6 end, we had Rust and Atlas Superstore introduced, and we saw that we had Zokov Boneyard. So this is going to be our final map introduced within Season 2 here, but 6v6 play, it's got a large centrally located warehouse and is probably going to be the main feature and main location here for this. That is said to be CQB in very close quarters. So pick your engagements properly, whether that be SMGs or shotguns. We'll have to see how it actually plays out. No one to my knowledge has played this just yet, so we're all jumping at the exact same time. Apparently there will be some side lanes as well with a little bit more open lines of sight for marksman rifles, potentially even snipers as well. So you'll have the opportunity to play with that as well come Wednesday morning, or I guess late tomorrow night into Wednesday, but that'll be available with the title update. Now, one thing that I'm assuming is coming along with the title update as well, and not is just thrown into the mix as of tomorrow, is a little bit of an update to Warzone. This being some more weapons added into the loot pool for ground and chest spawns. If you've played Warzone at all right now, you do know that the amount of weapons that you can find and pick up are pretty lacking. I mean, you have the SCAR, you have the MP7, you have the MG34, the Model 680, and a couple of other weapons you can find that are blueprints like an M4, an AK-47, or an FAL in chest spawns, but that's really about it. Then it kind of prioritizes and makes loadout drops something that are incredibly worthwhile, because that's the only stuff that you're going to get some variance in. But we're seeing more weapons added in as of this update, that being the 7.25, the Mark II carbine, the 50 GS, and the EBR-14, both in ground and chest spawns in white and green denominations of uncommon and common rarities. So we'll see only a couple of these have a few attachments. Maybe we see a couple of other blueprints thrown in the mix as well, but it seems like what's going to be happening with Warzone is that as time progresses, we'll see more and more added in terms of the weapon loot pools. I kind of guessed this was going to be the case, that we'd of course see more stuff introduced, but it seems like now it's just a gradual rollout of more and more items until it's just everything up there and we have a ton of stuff in the random loot pools for ground and chest spawns. I think when we look back at this now and take a look at what we have currently and what will be changing very shortly, it's more of just a way to launch the game and to make sure that everything is stable rather than overwhelming players immediately up front, instead just adding things on as we go along. So I guess thinking about it in that sense, which I hadn't done before, it makes a little bit more sense to me. But said, that's going to be coming in Warzone. And then finally, the last thing that I would expect here is a host of different changes in both MP as well as Warzone. We've talked about yesterday actually a ton of Warzone changes from a technical aspect, and also some things just on user interface and quality of life changes that will be coming. And I'd expect those, of course, to be coming as of the update as well, but perhaps even more stuff. I know that they were talking about, after we talked about the changes coming in yesterday's video, that it was mentioned that they were working on some button remapping for Warzone as well, so that you could perhaps maybe even custom bind some things, but at least have a couple of different options like you have with your stick layouts, like your default, your tactical lefty and stuff like that. So you might not have to use your D-pad to ping items in the world of Verdansk. You could use a different button in the coming future. Now, whether or not that's actually going to be ready as of this update, your guess is as good as mine. One thing though that I am kind of now thinking about if it's ready or not, that I'm hoping to see this week, is a new Mastery Camo of some sense. This was mentioned quite a while ago, but got recently a couple of updates from Joel Emsley over on Reddit saying that the Mastery Camo they were working on was going to be ready and they were waiting to roll it out. So whether or not this actually comes with this, or maybe it launches with Season 3, we don't exactly know, but that's something to keep an eye out for as well. But I think it'd be really cool to see a new camo added in, one that we can work towards, and of course, I'm just incredibly curious as to what it would be. But that said, that's where we're going to wrap it up. That's your week here at a glance for Modern Warfare, and of course, not only just full game, but also Warzone as well. So let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. Is there anything in particular, again, that you would like to see here in this next upcoming update? Anything you'd like to see with Season 3 series launch in the very near future. Whatever it is, feel free to let me know your thoughts down there in the comment section down below. But hopefully enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to drop a like down below. And of course, if you are new to the channel, make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss a single thing regarding all things Modern Warfare, updates, news, information, tips, tricks, all that good stuff. We got you covered here on the channel. So if any of that interests you, make sure that subscribe button so you don't miss a single thing. And if you guys also want to follow me over on Twitter and Instagram, those are the best places to get connected outside of YouTube. Practically on both those. So if you guys want to strike up a conversation, ask me a question, whatever it may be, that link is down there in the description below. But all that said, out of the way, thank you guys all so much for watching. Mine has been Espresso. I'll see you guys later. Take care and peace.